And we'll start at the 30. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Set. Slide blue. Yellow. Go. Go red. Black ultra. Set cut.
They defer to Brown to start the drive. And he'll be tackled just past the 35 at the 36. The game's first play produces 6 yards, brings up 2nd down. Well, this defense for the Raiders, very strong last week as they helped their squad improve to 2-0 on the young season.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
Trying to find Calvin Austin, and it's 3rd and 4. You look at this Raiders defense. Into this game, they're ranked number 22 in the NFL against the pass, Charles.
They'll take that play right there each and every snap because throughout this season, they've given up some big plays. To be able to hold someone to no gain, oh, yeah, they'll take that one all game long.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. The Steelers able to pick up 18 yards there.
Here we go. Here we go. Hey, green.
And they'll run for the first time with Najee Harris. And he tries to power forward, but he will not get back to the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
10 cycles. Ready. Set.
This is Brown going up the middle. And this one also slow in developing as he's maybe getting back here to the line of scrimmage, but not much more than that.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Tough spot here. 3rd down and 11.
Cycle. Here we go. Fight. White. Set.
Here's Lance to throw it. And that is incomplete.
Brandon, watching their tape from last week, I saw plenty of plays like we just saw there, forcing incompletions. It was key in their win last week. They're hoping the same thing happens this time out, too.
And on their first drive, the offense staying out there. They're going to go for it on 4th.
Set. Ready.
And they'll go for it. Lance. And it's going to be batted down, and we'll go the other way with the football. Mike Tomlin takes a shot here, but to no avail. And this defense holds on the night's opening drive. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 48. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he'll get this one across midfield and down into Steeler territory. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Second and 4. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's got this down a yard or two shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a 1st down. Now a handoff looking right. And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be 2nd down. You look at this Steeler defense. And they've played well against the pass, currently ranked 7th in the NFL.
Yeah, defending the pass hasn't been an issue for them. It's been stopping the run. And if they don't stop the run, they can't get back to their strength, which is guarding against the air attack.
Here's 2nd and 8. He'll find Shaheed out to the right. Down inside the 10. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. A great play there. His first touchdown of the new season. And the Raiders put the night's first points on the board as they take the early lead. Now for the extra point, Daniel Carlson. And that makes it 7-zip Vegas.
Makes the score Raiders 7, Steelers nothing.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And a drive that stalled out last time. Went for it on 4th, didn't get it. How does that translate here? I would imagine momentum's with the defense.
Definitely with the defense, because anytime anyone goes for it on 4th down, that's telling you as a defense that you can't stop us. We don't think that you can. And when you actually do, that may put a little dent in the confidence of the offense the next time they hit the field.
We'll see if they can bring that pride in the offense this go-around.
Check pink. Black swap. Yellow. Lonnie. Go pink. Blue. Check. Hut, hut.
On 1st and 10, here's Brown. And a good burst there gets him 7 up to midfield. The Steelers at 2-0 here to begin the season. They come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
Ready, ready.
From midfield, here's Lance. Fires the out route and completes it to Harris. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. Pittsburgh getting 16 yards there and also a first down.
Well, this offense will definitely utilize him as a weapon out of the backfield because he was close to 100 yards receiving a week ago. So they will try to get him the football in space as they did right there.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Here we go. Set. Black shot. Hey, red. Hut.
They'll give this up the middle to Brown. And a hard-working run here as he's got it inside the 20, down to the 17. 16 yards, a little deja vu from the previous play where they got 16. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports.
At the 17-yard line.
Second quarter action from Pittsburgh. It is the Steelers in control of the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10.
Green Jack. Down. Hut, hut.
Shotgun now for Lance. And that is incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes. But the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Set, hut.
Here's Lance. He finds his man, complete. That's Spencer. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
Timing is so important on a route like this because he's going to line up out right, then cut straight across the field. I think the ball might have come out a count or two too late because by the time he was able to secure it, not much of a chance to turn it upfield.
Let's go now.
Throwing now is Lance. Eluding the pressure right. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Trey Lance with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Steelers are an extra point away now from tying this ball game.
If you're going to put a quarterback in the NFL, you've got to have great vision, and you've got to remain calm when things break down in the pocket. Both of those traits are on display there. He surveys the situation, sees the middle of the field open, so he's just going to step up and take it himself. Very well done there.
Extra point by York is up and good. And we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line. That throw, Charles, over the middle of the field, and a few too many bodies in there got picked.
That's a normal situation, too, isn't it? No matter how hard you try and spread the field sometimes, there's always going to be a traffic jam, it feels like, towards the middle. And if there's any type of a missed throw, or maybe the ball's tipped, or just too many bodies in the area, an interception can result.
Yeah, that one too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete. He shook his head right when he released that throw. He knew it was going to be a little off target.
Yeah, the excitement got him on that one. Wasn't able to control the fact the receiver was open, and it would have been an easy throw.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Let's go. Ready? Go.
An inside give, Brown. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Chase Brown. His 2nd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Steelers have taken the lead.
You get in a 2nd and long situation down here in the red zone. I'd say most defensive coaches would think pass. Let's bring some pressure. So this is kind of a tendency breaker here to hit him with something on the ground. And he'll take it all the way into the end zone.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback, and we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively, because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And he's going to get this to the 31, but that is still well short of what he needed. On 4th down, A.J. Cole comes on to punt. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And it's taken in at the 9.
And that's what friends are for.
Right. As the returner, you know who you're buying dinner for later.
Oh, without a doubt, because he just took care of you and your team in a big way. You know, you turned it over there. That's a big momentum changer and put your defense in a bad spot.
Check white. Set, go.
And they'll begin here with a run by Brown. And that'll hurt the average a bit, as this time they're able to get him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
A short throw caught by Andrews. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. The catch and run, good for 24 yards.
You don't always expect tight ends to be big in terms of run after the catch, but after that play, he joins a growing band of players that's putting that stereotype right on its ear.
Come on, set, cut.
Shotgun handoff to Brown here. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield.
Steal, black.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the second quarter. 14-7. Behind the chain, 2nd and 13.
Here we go.
And Lance going to throw. And this is going to be hauled in by the tight end Andrews. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45.
Drill, 52.
Now whistles here before the snap, but it looks like one of the Steelers may have moved. A false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15.
Ready.
Flag comes in. This might be a free play. Here's one deep for Pickens. And this is going to be intercepted. Now they can't bring him down. And the Steelers are going to get this back to their own 34-yard line. Well, I have to say that I've never, ever seen this one before. They get the interception, but instead of taking the football, they accept the penalty.
But, Brandon, you ever heard the term overthinking it? Because that's what it feels like to me. They had the interception. Why are you going to turn that one back? I'm really curious to hear what the explanation would be for making that decision. A lot of times it's that first read that you had. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
Set, ready.
To throw, it's Lance. He's going deep for Brown. And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Chase Brown, his 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Steelers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point by York is up and good. And it's now 21-7. Here's the Steelers kick team as they'll boot this one away. And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
So not quite a first down just yet as they come up on 2nd and less than a yard. He'll look to throw. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 14 yards is the pickup there at a Raider first.
And they'll use him out of the backfield, and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago. There's another one right there.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. They're going to look to throw. Oh, everything falling apart now. Another one intercepted. Picked off by Isaiah Rodgers. And the Steelers are going to have the football here at their own 18-yard line. And that now 2 interceptions thrown in the second quarter.
And you know, a lot of people look at these guys and they think to themselves that maybe, possibly, they're still thinking about the first one. And they probably are. I think in this case, he's just trying to atone for the first interception. Tried a little bit too hard, maybe forced it a bit, and instead created a second one.
Yes, sir. How about an attaboy there on first down? Got his hand in and knocked it away.
Second and 10.
Right move. Here we go, set. Black Ultra. Set.
Lance looking to throw it. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Well, they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after their last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first 2 throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on third down to get their momentum going again.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
Down.
And Lance now to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
That might be the third down stop that they needed because they've had a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half. This might be their opportunity to get off the field.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. That'll be a 43-yard punt, just a single yard on the return. And the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And with great starting field position and a couple of timeouts at their disposal, they'll certainly have the green light here. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. That's caught at the 25. And all the way down to the 10-yard line. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. Back to throw here. And it's caught. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. So they elect to decline it.
And why not? Just go ahead and let the play stand, and they'll take that.
They'll try to run this one in. And he's over the line and in for a Raider touchdown. A touchdown run there from a yard out. And the Raiders get a late score here in the final minute of the first half.
I think everyone in the league talks about finishing, don't they? Doesn't matter whether it's a quarter, a half, a game, a series, whatever. But they're finishing the first half in fine style, putting that one in the end zone.
They did, and they didn't leave much time on the clock either. Well done. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And they're back with it, a touchdown at 21-14. On is the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And this return going to come to a quick end as he is belted at the end of that one. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And with a 7-point lead, they'll likely look to take this to the locker room and not really press the issue. Now Lance. He'll get this to his tight end. That's Pat Freiermuth. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Let's go now.
Working from the gun, Lance. Got an open man, it's Pickens. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. The Steelers signal for the second of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside.
And it's a real luxury when you have a guy who can turn a short throw into a solid gain at any moment. Once he caught that ball, he ID'd where the open grass was and got there in a hurry to pick up a new set of downs for his offense.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another first down.
Drill green.
Again, it's Lance. He's got Harris running the slant. And offensively, they'll take the timeout with 6 seconds left in the second quarter. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
So on 3rd down, the field goal unit will come out as they'll try to get 3 before half. And this will be spotted on the other side of the field. It's a 61-yard attempt. And this is good. It was running out of gas there at the end, but he winds up getting just enough on it. Well, Charles, the NFL record is 66 yards. That was 5 shy of that, but only a handful of guys have ever connected from 61 or deeper, and he can add his name to the list.
Yeah, more and more guys are trying it. That doesn't mean the success rate has gone up. That is a long kick. Guaranteed, when he turns on his phone after the game, a ton of congratulatory texts will be awaiting him.
The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. And they'll have time for 1 play. There's 2 seconds on the clock. They'll throw now on the final play. Open man down the field. It's Bowers. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. The Raiders are going to have it first, and they trail here as we get back to it in this 3rd quarter of action. And no return forthcoming. It'll be a touchback, and the 3rd quarter will start from the 30. The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the 3rd quarter. And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked up by Justin Reed. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Steeler touchdown. Well, Charles, just some visibly frustrated players and coaches on that sideline right now because Those halftime adjustments didn't work. The turnover problems continuing here in the second half, and the defense now sitting pretty comfortably as a result of that pick six.
I think that's a great observation too, Brandon, because they did make adjustments at halftime. But how about this other group staying a step ahead despite whatever happened in that other locker room? No surprise they're leading, and it's appropriate that those defenders got to add to the lead directly.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And this is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. A big play there. 60 yards. And the Raiders get a bit closer. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the lead is trimmed down to 10. So the lead back down to 10 as things get a little more interesting, and the kick is away. And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. This now a 10-point game, so things tightening a little bit after that last score. He finds his man, complete. It's Spencer, and they're able to get this one across the 35. Solid way to start the drive, 13 yards, picking up the first.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them, and these guys have been taking advantage so far.
52 blaster. Ready.
From the gun, it's Lance. He finds his man, complete. That's Spencer. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. 13 yards as they've got the connection working. His second catch in a row, first down.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
There he goes, right side. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Chase Brown, 51 yards. And his guy's now an extra point away from taking a 3-score lead. Extra point by York is up and good. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. Here's the Steelers kick team as they'll boot this one away. And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnover. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Now he's loose down the left sideline. So their woes on offense continue. That's the second pick thrown here in the third quarter.
And we know it was ill-advised, but that was an opportunity to help them get back into the game. Instead, he throws another interception, and now their task is even tougher.
10.
They give it to Brown. Able to fight for about 4 yards there to the 13. Now a 2nd and 6.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6 at the Raiders' 13-yard line.
Go. Ready?
They keep it on the ground again. Now a loose football. The ball comes out, and the Raiders pick it up. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Well, number one on the list of things not to do when you're up 3 scores in the third, that right there, give the football away.
I love when you speak like that. You know how doctors talk about taking the Hippocratic Oath, first do no harm? You just did the football-cratic one right there. Don't give the ball away when you have a lead that you can lock this game down with.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And he's going to go down. He backed up into the end zone, and this is going to wind up a safety. So they go with the empty set, and that's the risk you run right there. Nobody was there to protect.
Well, you know how most offenses have audibles, and they've changed plays when they see certain sets. A lot of defenses do the exact same thing. You go to an empty back set, they bring pressure, and boy, did it pay off in this case.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And they'll be looking to atone for last time's mistake of fumbling inside the red zone. Certainly they don't want to do that again.
And so much emphasis placed on red zone offense. I mean, you have periods devoted in practice just for that because everyone knows how vital it is to put points on the board when you've entered that part of the field. And to come away with nothing, that's difficult for a team to handle.
And difficult, and now we'll see if they can make it less difficult on themselves on this drive. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Andrews. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 19 yards there on the catch and run.
That's another beautiful throw right there. Gets it to his man right in stride. And I think that throw kind of exemplifies what we've seen from this offense throughout this game. They've been in rhythm. They've been sharp. They've been on it. And they pick up another first down there.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
And good yardage there on first down because sometimes all you need to do on the screen is get one key block. That might set your man free, and that was pretty good pursuit to the football defensively, or it could have gone for more.
From the gun, a give to Brown. And a good job by the Raider defense yet again as they drop him for a 2nd straight loss. The tally there, minus 2 yards, brings up 3rd down.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
Down. Green Jack.
From the gun on 3rd down, Lance. And that is incomplete.
The coverage keyed in on him since that last completion his way. He earned a little more attention on that route, and that made it a lot tougher to get a clean throw his way.
The Steelers send out their punter now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. No returning this one. It sails out of bounds, and they'll spot it right at the 20. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this third quarter. 1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. From the 26, they'll line up on 2nd and 4.
Pass complete right side to Bowers.
He's got this almost to the 40 before going out. That catch puts him right at 100 yards receiving now, and it also gives him a first down.
A 3-score game here late. You can probably rule out the comeback, but certainly some kind of a moral victory to be had if they can get a few more points to close things out. And to that end, a nice pass play there to push things downfield.
Yeah, and we know in this league, a loss is a loss, and no one wants anything to count as a moral victory or, boy, something that feels a little bit cheap. If they trim that lead down to just 2 scores, that's still a benefit to this squad.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play.
From the 41, here's 2nd down and 8.
Here's a quick throw out left. That's caught. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. They've got another first down. The Raider passing game clicking on all cylinders right now. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
Hands it off out of the gun.
And he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough and run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
Short throw caught by Bowers.
And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and that'll leave him with a 3rd and 2. A few moving pieces on that play because that was an RPO, was it not?
It was, but one important piece that didn't move incorrectly, the offensive line. Because when you're running this play, as he continued down the line of scrimmage, sometimes the lineman can wander downfield, and if you're more than a yard downfield, it's illegal to throw the football at that point. But they held their ground, held their spot, and turned it into a nice game.
And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Now they try the right side here. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. A great effort there with his 2nd touchdown of the night.
And the Raiders have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And they're able to cut this deficit down to 12. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30.
At their own 30-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive.
Well, there are two scores on the plus side. Still time here in this fourth quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's second down.
Let's go now. Set.
Now a give, left side, Brown with it.
Down the left sideline. Inside the 10. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Chase Brown, 63 yards. And the Steelers are closing in on a third straight win as they widen the gap further here in the fourth quarter. Extra point by York is up and good.
And that will make this a 19-point game. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line. The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. Their mini two-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat.
Yeah, boy, the strength on display there as he rumbles through tacklers for a gain of about 8. Second and 2.
And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's third down.
He had to absorb another little bump there from the defense. Another incomplete pass. We've seen a lot of that tonight.
They've come after him all night long. Nothing but pressure in his face. He's trying to stand up there and make throws. It's hard enough to do when the pocket is clear. When you got all those people in front of you, almost impossible to have a good completion percentage.
And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
So he gets too far beyond the line, and that's an easy call for the official. Now third down and 7.
He'll drop to throw.
That is caught. And he is going to have the Raiders first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Raider football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. They'll look to throw now on first down.
Still going inside the 20.
And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. A great play there. His second touchdown of the night.
And the Raiders are able to cut into that deficit.
You got to understand situational football because they're playing with the lead here late in the ball game. So the back defender has got to be as deep as the deepest receiver. Keep everything in front of you, rally up and make the play.
Yeah, you would think they had the 3-score lead. Now it's down to 2, but 3-score lead here late, that they wouldn't give up a big pass play like that, but they did. 2 scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And this doesn't work. The Steelers recover it. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none.
They got to have two hands on the football here as they run on first down.
The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Finally, defensively, they have a little clip to show positive for actually stopping him running the football.
It's been a really long night for them, hasn't it? So they got a little bit of a win there, but let's face it, the vision that he's had running the football has carried his feet to the open spaces and to big yardage all night long.
That one looks like he'll throw here. Got him in. It's Brown. Only a yard there. Sniffed out well defensively, and it brings up third. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Third and 12.
Come on, set. Fury, yellow. Red, yellow. Blue striker. Ready, ready.
Throwing now is Lance.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted.
And the Raiders are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield.
Two-score game here in the fourth, and that pick, it kind of keeps the door ajar, doesn't it?
It does, and you wonder about their strategy because with a two-score lead, you would think maybe you're just sitting on it and trying to drain some clock. It's almost like they felt like, hey, we've got a good cushion. We can keep pressing it. It ended up costing them.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He's going to let it fly. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked up by Justin Reed.
And the Steelers are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line.
I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his second interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ball game, I would have said never, not in a million years. But here we go. Now the Raiders going to burn their third and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. And they will take a knee here.
Ready up.
Down to a knee goes Lance, and that should just about do it.
And they cannot do anything to stop the clock defensively. 3 straight wins to start the campaign now.
And this is where a team, privately, within the confines of their own room, their meeting rooms, the locker room, they start to think to themselves, we're pretty good. We should be a playoff team.
Well, partner, under the lights in primetime, this offense, they gave the nation quite a show, putting up that many points to come away with what will certainly be a memorable win for them.
And, Brandon, I think it's as simple as this. Some players, some teams, they're just meant for the big stage. And when they get a chance to play in this type of atmosphere, where all eyes are on them and all the lights are shining brightly, they show up and they show out.
So for the Steelers, it's an ideal start as they move to 3-0 now on the young season. And they'll get to stay home again next week.
Meanwhile, for Las Vegas,
they suffered defeat for the first time as they dropped to 2-1. And they'll try to turn things around next week as they have a matchup in Cincinnati against the Bengals. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.